Hey guys, it is Christine. If you're new here, hi. I am mama to 3 little ones. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the preschool curriculum that we're using with my son. We have just recently started homeschooling him. It is very casual and I'm not like going crazy with things, but there are a few things that I'm using and I thought it might be helpful to share with those of you who are looking for ideas or just considering. And basically everything I'm using could be used from like now all the way up to age like 6, you know. He didn't need to start school now, but I just felt like he would have fun doing it. And so we've kind of started with a few things, and just note that like everything that I'm sharing, if there's a day where he's just not into it, we're not doing it. And if we get like halfway through a lesson and he's not interested, then we stop. It's not something that I'm like forcing. It's just something that we're having fun with, and he seems to be really enjoying it so far. In fact, last Sunday he was begging me if he could please do school today. He's like, Mama, please. But yeah, I'm just going to go through. I've got a few things and some thoughts behind them, and I'll probably film a video with like the routine that we do as well, if that'll be helpful. And how we just, you know, build it into our day, because we do different things some days than others, but most of the time it's fairly the same. But we don't necessarily follow like a traditional school time routine, which is kind of what homeschooling is all about. You don't have to do the traditional public school route. So yeah, I will share that with you. Also, if I look, I don't know how I look. I haven't even really looked. I got back from a big walk with my kids and it was really windy. So if there's like stray hairs everywhere, that's why. I did actually do it this morning and I did put myself together, but the wind had other ideas. So let's get stuck into it. Okay, so the first thing that we do during our school days is Bible. And I actually do this over breakfast while the kids are having their breakfast. I got this book. It is really like, look at that. It's in a state of like, it's in a state. I actually got this from a thrift store. It did not look like this when we got it. It was in perfect condition. I got it for like $1. And it's just the Candle Bible for kids. I got it when my son was like tiny, and it's just kind of been destroyed. Really, it's just the back. The inside's still fine. But I've been using this for my kids. We've read from it before, but right now I'm just going through it in chronological order. I really love it. We're not very far into it, but the stories are only about like 5-10 minutes. I don't even know if they're 10 minutes, like 5 minutes. But there's just really beautiful, bright illustrations in here. The stories are fun. My kids love them. And usually ask me to read like a second one. But that's what we do over breakfast. So that's Bible for us. So we don't use like a curriculum per se. I'm just reading them stories out of here. And my son really enjoys it. And because he goes to Sunday school as well, it's kind of like connecting the dots. And it's just reinforcing things he's learning there as well. So that's that. I will try and link the things that I can in the description below for you. All right, the next thing that I'm going to show you literally arrived yesterday, and we did our first lesson today. So I don't have a lot of feedback to give to you yet, but it is this book, Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons. And my mom actually used this to teach both my sisters how to read. They're now 19 and 20, so this was a fair few years ago now. And she loved it, and she said it was really, really good. And I've seen it sort of raved on about by other homeschooling mamas. And so I just got it for my son. It wasn't too pricey. I paid, I want to say like 20-something New Zealand dollars for it, which is, I don't know, not that much US though. So I wanted to try this out with my son and see how he goes with it. Basically, they tell you that it's going to teach your child how to read just using this book. And it's a phonetic-based system, so they learn to read by using phonics. So yeah, we've only done one lesson so far, and he did fine with it. We went through it really quickly, so I don't know how often we're going to do it. It says that it's like 20 minutes a day. There is like a handwriting portion of this, but we're not doing that. I'm just doing the reading, because he does have copy work in his language arts, which you'll see that next. I'll show you that now. So for language arts, I went with the Good and the Beautiful. I love their stuff. Like, love it. The downside is that it's based in the US and I'm in New Zealand, and I think shipping was like, the lowest I saw it was like $60 US, which is a heck of a lot of money, especially right now with the exchange rate. So for this year, I didn't want to spend like massive money on curriculum because it's just supposed to be fun, and I still wanted to get good quality curriculum, but I didn't want to spend tons of money on it. So what I did was I bought the PDF version, and then I printed it at my husband's work. At first, I got their Level K primer, but I found, although he could do the lessons, I just felt like he didn't have enough foundation, and so I actually ended up getting their pre-K curriculum, and that has been perfect. Like, it's wonderful. I have no negative things to say about it thus far. Granted, we're only up to lesson 7, and there's like 53 something lessons, I think. But basically, I just printed it and I put it in. I had like a couple of these lying around. I've got like a label that I put on it there, and I just keep them in here. I've only printed out half the book, and I don't even think you can see it. Let me see if I can get up there. I'll take the page up so you can see it. But I have only printed out half the book because I had to do it in a hurry. I need to do the other half later. And it also comes with an activity packet, and I need to print that on cardstock. I haven't done that yet, but the first unit doesn't call for the activity packet, so we didn't need it. But here, let's see if you can see a little bit better. Come on, camera focus. This is like the first lesson, and it's just beautiful. The illustrations are stunning. And that's back. See, there's like copy work and uppercase and lowercase. So it's going through basically one letter of the alphabet at a time, and then it's spiraling. So it's constantly reviewing stuff. So we're up to lesson, let me have a look. We did lesson 6 today, I believe. And he learnt about the letters D, well, the letter D, but it also reviewed A, B, and C as well. And he did copy work, and he did like matching stuff and gluing. Like, there's so many. I love that it doesn't focus on just one thing. I mean, it focuses on that lesson, but it does it in several different ways. And so no matter how your child learns, like whatever learning style they have, there's something there for them. And that's what I really like about it. So that's what I've got for him to do for now. We're doing a lesson most days. On every second Friday, we go out to the library and stuff in the morning, so I'm not worrying about that day. But other than that, typically we're doing a lesson a day. I think yesterday we ended up doing 2 because it was just kind of short and easy, and he really enjoyed it and wanted to do more, so we did. But the other thing I like about it is, and again, you're probably not going to be able to see because of the glare. Let's see if I can get it to focus. It's like focusing my face. Here, you can see these little check boxes. They're through like every part of the lesson. So as you complete a part of the lesson, you can check it off. So even if you, like, say your child just gets tired halfway through the lesson, you can check off where you're up to, and so you can always come back to it and not get lost. So there's not that pressure to have to complete an entire lesson, which is really nice. So that's what we're doing right now for language arts. I do, like I said, I have the Level K primer, and I've got it in here. I've got it just in this, and I'm excited for when he starts this because I feel like it'll be a nice, just adding slowly to what he's already learnt, and going through that. And there's fewer lessons, but they are longer. I think there's only 30 odd lessons in this one, but they are longer. So my plan is to do this over the next, like the end of this year, maybe the beginning of next. Here in New Zealand, our school terms run from February through to November or December, and we have like 2-week breaks in between, and then a like 6 to 8 week break at the end of the year. And I'm not really following our school. I'm not following our school terms at all right now because he's in like preschool aged, and I just don't care about it. So it's just part of our daily activities. But next year I most likely will. He'll be 5 in March. He's currently 4.5. So I'm planning on starting the Good and the Beautiful Level K with him next year. I think he will be up to that level by then. But also, we'll just play it by ear and see how he goes. I believe they also have like a supplement in between, like after the primer. If your child's still not quite at Level K, there is a supplement that you can purchase. So that's always an option. And then the last thing I have are these flashcards. I got these for, oh, there you go. The price is still on the back, $6. From our local store called The Warehouse. And I'm pretty sure, I'll probably link these because I'm pretty sure you'd be able to get these on Amazon. I've seen them around. But they were really affordable. I'm very happy with them. They have pictures on the back that correlate with the letter that you're teaching them. But they also have all of the uppercase letters and all of the lowercase. So they've got uppercase and lowercase here. I kind of wish they had done the lowercase in a different color, but aside from that, it's fine. And they've got the words written out at the bottom as well for whatever's on the back. But then one of my favorite things about this is that it came with, let me find it, a parent's card. And on here it teaches you how to, well, like it suggests how to use them. You don't really need to be taught how to use them, but suggests how to use them. And then it's also got a bunch of games on here that you can then play with your child. So that's what we've mostly done with them. Like we start out, I just do a few letters at a time, and we start out with him just telling me what the letters are, and then we go over them again and he tells me what the sounds they make. And then what I'll do is like a matching game. Like I'll put the pictures down on the table and get him to tell me what sound that it starts with, and then match the letter with that picture. So there's lots of different variations you can do, but he really enjoys that, and I found it to be really effective in teaching him how his letters and the sounds that they make. So that is it. That is all I'm doing with him right now. I do have plans next year to add in some mathematics. Not much more than that though, really just mathematics, because next year is I always wanted to be more of like a transitional year into schooling and full-time schooling. I don't want to go from like age 4 to like wham bam, all the subjects and long hours in a classroom. That's not my intention. So next year is just going to be a nice transition, but I feel like this is all setting a nice foundation for that. And right now it's just been fun and he's really enjoying it, and that's what it's supposed to be about. So I hope that was helpful, and I'll leave links below for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments and I will do my best to answer. And I think that's everything. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.